You see, this is how it is for me. I'm someone that steals with their eyes,
Yeah.
right? Now, I one day would love to also have a podcast, okay? And I'm already stealing with my eyes. So
Steal away. It's
my whole life is full of stealing.
the amount of people that I've spoken to, like when they want to come on, or they come on the podcast, or even guys that I've invited. So I had Mark Hayes on, and he was like, yo, my guys are saying I should do a podcast, and other people or whatever else, and they do it. And they're like, yo, I should do a podcast. And I'm like, do a podcast. Do it. I mean,
Yeah.
I have a studio. There's space here, and I'm not ripping notes off when I hire it out, So it's a thing of, yeah, man.
That's awesome.
There's
man.
nothing. There's
That's
nothing
an awesome
holding people
idea.
back.
Definitely. Now that's the thing. Nowadays there isn't anything holding anyone back. It's only yourself that's holding you back.
Yeah.
We are so blessed nowadays with so much advantage. I mean, even when it comes to 10 years ago, it's like massive. It's huge. I can just testify to social media and what's been going on for me in the last 3 or 4 months since being on TikTok.
Yes.
It's crazy, man. Like it's something that I thought TikTok was a dancing social,
It was.
Yeah.
6 years ago.
Yeah.
It was for 11 to 15-year-olds, and they were like musically. That's what it was called way back when, But now,
now you can go and promote yourself and speak about your business and your services, and it's just been crazy the last few months, and just the amount of people that I've connected with on TikTok has been amazing compared to the other social media networks.
and that's working. I'm assuming that's converting to business.
Yeah, converting completely to business. I'll quickly tell you what happened to me a few days ago. A guy came, he said he saw my video, he tagged my video. He said, I must get hold of this guy because the previous people that he was using was not coming to his standards. He texted me, said, WhatsApp me. Well, he texted me on TikTok. I said, get me on my WhatsApp. Few messages. He was there in my office that evening. I showed him the T-shirt, showed him the cap. He ordered 100 T-shirts and 100 caps. And I'm delivering them on Friday morning.
That's wicked.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that is TikTok. That's social media for you.
And that cost you having a tripod and one of your videos.
Nothing.
That's nothing.
It costs nothing.
Yeah.
And that's why this conversation is so awesome, because there isn't any there's no excuses.
None.
I mean, what's a phone to add a social media network to your phone?
Yeah.
And these phones nowadays, they're not expensive. I mean, I know my phone is not it's not anything on the top of the range, dude. And I use it perfectly for my videos.
I saw a phone, the Oppo's, the other day. It was like $3,400, I think, or maybe 4,400, which is not okay. Look, for some people that it's an entire month's salary, and I understand that, like for the bulk of South Africa. But at the same time, that same phone I saw. Well, maybe not the exact same one, but like the same model or whatever else. I saw in a cash converters for $1,700. Now,
exactly.
I look at it, and I mean, I was chatting with a guy a while back. We talk about entrepreneurship, and this youngster, 17 or so, and he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna be an entrepreneur." And I said, "Oh, great. Well, what are you doing?" Well, I'm waiting. I need to raise funds, so I'm looking for someone to give me money so that I can start. And I'm like, well, then you're not an entrepreneur. You may be a businessman, because like I have this very big Great Wall of China line between entrepreneur and a business person. Both are great, both are awesome. No shade on anyone, but that entrepreneur is the guy who hustles for it.
Definitely. Yeah.
And I said to him, China, you've got a really nice TV in your room. And he was like, yeah. I saved my money when I was 15 for like a year and a half, and yeah, I've got my TV in the room. And I was like, what did you pay for it? He goes, no, 3,500 rand. I was like, oh, what's it worth now? He's like, maybe 2. I said, oh, well, there's $2,000 for you to start your business.
Exactly.
And he stood, he was like,
it's like, do I want to part with it?
Yeah, do I want to part with it? And anyway, I left the conversation there, like big mess of fuss. Guy came back. I saw him about a month or two later. He didn't sell his TV, but he had a bunch of other stuff that he had hustled for and been given, and he had fixed and whatever else. Went and sold that stuff, made himself $300-400. Went to the local cash and carry, bought sweets, sold the sweets. Now had $600, and in a month had built himself to $1,500.
Yeah.
Ta-da!
Yeah,
Entrepreneur was born.
Yeah.
And the guy's hustling. Well, you know, to this day, this was like 6 years ago or something. But and that I mean, like we were saying earlier, that entrepreneurship is just so important. Like, I mean, for our country.
Definitely.
For our whole country. We can't rely on the government.
No, not at all. Not at all.
If we all sit with our hands out, all we're going to get is $350. That's all we're getting. And that's been proven since COVID.
Sure.
But it's crazy. Do you want a beer? We've been talking about a beer the whole time we've been chatting. Okay. I'm gonna we'll stop the recording and just and do that.
Okay.
That's the wonders of modern editing is like it makes zero difference if we stop or anything. So it's quite
Yes, yeah.
That's quite
cool. That's a nice thing, yeah. Definitely.
There's a water for you.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I have that. I mean, I think like that as well when I'm in my office and I'm just filming and, you know, I'm like, okay, I can just cut that out. And I just leave the phone, because it's on the tripod, I just leave the phone going.
Yeah.
You know.
There you go.
And
That's
I think,
for you.
Thanks, man. Nice. Cheers.
Cheers. Throw that down there. Okay, to everyone watching, sorry.
Are we going to do it?
We need a beer, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Cheers. Right.
Thanks.
Now we can podcast.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, Devil's Peak. I think I'm punting these guys so much. I don't get anything from them, but I'm hoping they'll see it one day. and then I'll get a little bit of, maybe some sponsorship from the guys.
No, definitely.
And it's like top in terms of
that's awesome,
taste and whatever else. I dig it. So. Okay, so you are the promo guy, Cape Town, eh?
Yeah, CPT Promo Guy.
CPT Promo Guy. I saw you on TikTok.
Okay.
And I think there's a lot of promo guys out there that do what you do, but a lot of it is boring, for lack of a better word. You've got a little bit of an edge,
a
little something, you know. And I was like, I checked your videos, and I'm entrepreneurial front to back, you know, like my whole life. And the promo thing, when I first saw that you could print stuff on a T-shirt, you know, and this was when I was a teenager already, where screen printing was the be all and the end all. There was nothing else, you know. And I remember looking at it going, it's just so far. I can't get there. The screen printers back then were you know, it was nuts. It was like 6 or 7 months salary. There was no way that you were just going to get into it. You know, you'd have to take a bloody loan or something like that. Nowadays, different story. A little bit, maybe. I don't know, like pricing, like, I mean, I look on Facebook Marketplace and a lot of, I mean, okay, now you're like direct to garment and you're like all these other kinds of things that are a little bit cheaper.
Yeah.
The barrier to entry is a little bit less, I think.
Yeah, I think if you want to get a single color press, screen press, that would be the way to go. And that's anything from 3.5 to 4.5. You can get yourself a single color press, you know?
Yeah.
That's obviously just the press. Then you'll probably get a screen with a few squeegees within the pack, you know. But I mean, $4,500, you know.
Well, if you're starting a business, that's
exactly.
That's quite.
It's nothing. Yeah. So definitely, you're like you say, to get in your entry, it's definitely easier, I would say. But I mean, even back in those days, guys would just makeshift, if they really want to do it. If you've got a passion for something, you're going to do it, you know, regardless of what you have, you know. I think that's kind of where I'm at, you know. I use what I have, and I'm passionate of I'm passionate about this trade, you know, branding, making hoodies and T-shirts and caps, wicked, and you know, have fun, just having fun time. You know, that's another thing. You know, your job's got to be fun. You got to enjoy what you do. You know, and even though sometimes you might not make it every month, but you know, you're pushing forward and you got goals and you're saying, okay, I'm going to make it. You know, and you don't want to give up, because that's my attitude. There are months that I struggle, but then there's months I do very well as well, and I'm like, thank goodness I didn't quit.
Yeah.
It's just no. There's no there's no way I'm gonna quit. So
But there's no
yeah.
there's no option. I mean, I remember I started a business years and years and years ago, and I was actually looking through some photos the other day and just saw photos of my staff and whatnot. I'd lost my job. I had a business which I had a business which had closed, and then I got a job and lost a job, very quickly, kind of thing,
Okay.
And I was sitting, and I had like 2-3 months worth of salary, in the bank, or was saved. And after 2.5, after 3 months, I kind of had saved it a bit, and I had enough money to pay my bucky. I had enough money to pay, I think it was like a third of my rent, and that was it. That's all I had, And then I'd done a couple of things. There were some kids that I was mentoring, and I spent a bit of money on that, and ended up with pretty much R5.50 in the bank. That was like it. So I had 105 rand, and I went out and I knocked down a fibercrete fence for a youngster, because he was living in Rusthof and needed a fence. And this thing came up on Facebook. Put my last $100. You can't draw R5. No. Put that in, parked my van, and I was like, 13 days to rent due.
Yeah.
And I was sitting going, what do I do now? Yeah. And a bunch of mates randomly got hold of me. One paid for my van for the month. Another one paid for my rent. Like completely random. And then another guy had just gotten off his honeymoon, like literally came back 2 days after his honeymoon, phones me up and goes, hey man, like you've been on my mind for the last 2 weeks. I'm like, bro, you've been on honeymoon for 2 weeks. I shouldn't be on your mind. And he's
Not at all.
He's like, no, dude, I don't want to offend you. So I would have phoned you a couple of days ago, but can I buy you groceries for the month? He said, like, I don't know if it's, like, I want to hurt your feelings, but I just really feel I need to buy you groceries. And I was like, man, I've got a whole nother month here,
Yeah.
So he pulled in, lacquer. Another guy phones me up and says, hey, Des, man, I just feel like I need to give you some money for groceries. I don't know why. And I'm like, bro, I'm actually good this month. He goes, no. There's a Checkers voucher. Here's the number.
Yeah.
There's something you have to do with it. I don't know what it is, but there's something you have to do with it. All right, cool. Started a catering business. I bought a box, literally a little plastic box. I bought bread and mayonnaise and chicken and a few other bits and bobs, whatever else, and I made 24 sandwiches, put them in the box, and I walked around Somerset West to businesses and sold sandwiches. And 3 weeks later, I hired my first staff member, and 3 weeks after that, we hired number 2. And 6 months later, we had 9 permanent staff with like another 6 temps grafting for me. But for the first 3 months, I put 15 rand a day diesel in my van, because that's exactly what I needed to get home and to my cousin's house, because I was cooking in his kitchen. But you do it.
Awesome.
I don't know how you do it.
Yeah, you
do
have
it.
to. Eh?
You hustle. You know? And it's it's I don't know. It's a weird thing. Like people look at that or listen to that and go, no.
Yeah, definitely. But like just hearing you, I think that's innate in you, though. I think it's for a lot of people, it's innate. It's something they just have that. Other people, they have to learn it, and that's cool, because I think that's also important.
Yeah, I think that's where my definition between entrepreneur and businessman comes. The businessman is maybe a more learned, structured way.
Yeah.
Entrepreneur is 3 o'clock in the morning hustling because orders due tomorrow.
Yeah, or you're waking up at 3 in the morning and you got ideas.
Yes.
Yeah. You got ideas and you can't go to sleep.
Bro.
And you're like, notebook.
Yeah.
Writing them down just so you don't forget them, because you know how it is. You wake up, you got these ideas, and then like an hour later you're back to sleep, and then you wake up again, and you forget them.
It was brilliant. I remember. It was brilliant. Like, damn it.
Damn, I sure wrote it down. So there has been times I keep my notebooks on the side of my bed, so for that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
especially with videos and stuff like that, and things are how I want to promote myself and market myself. I've really enjoyed this, the personal brand of CPT Promo Guy. I've been able to really, capitalize on that, because I am a one-man show.
Yes.
You see.
For now.
So, for now, yes. I like that. For now. I like that. No, there was time where I had some staff and my business was growing and that sort of thing. But our worldwide dilemma came into effect.
Yes.
So, yeah. Are we allowed to say the name? Hey?
Yeah, I've said
Are
much
we allowed to
worse.
say the word?
No, you can.
The word COVID.
Yeah.
COVID.
We're not giving medical advice. There's an AI on YouTube that listens to everything on the podcast. I got flagged. I had a gynecologist come in.
Okay.
And so she was talking about this HVP vaccine, which is like worldwide. It's one of the vaccines that actually works. They've like actually proven it. And off they go. And they're like, I post a video. Thing goes live for like 20 minutes. Oh, sorry, bro, you've been blocked. I'm like, for what? No, medical misinformation. No. Hit appeal. You've got to now write a whole thing as to, why.
Yeah, why?
And then a person looks at it, so 3.5 hours later, get a message back. Okay, no, it's fine. We reviewed it and actually you're right. It's cool. And off we go. I'm like,
that's good.
Buggers.
That's good that you did the review.
Well, the first 3.5 hours, that's the important time for video. To get your traction.
Yeah.
But, it works. But you can say COVID.
Okay, good. No, I was wondering because you know how it is.
Yeah, yep.
But like I was saying, there was a time before COVID that the business was starting to grow nicely, and I had a couple of staff here and there. But at this point in time, yes, I'm a one-man show. But I'm just capitalizing on that, personal brand, CPT Promo Guy, where I'm able to sort of give people who I am, through that, and show people who I am and what I can supply them and my services, and not be so corporate-y, because I'm not really like that. I've tried to do that. And I can freshen up. I can put a collared shirt on.
No.
Hey, I've got collared shirts, guys. I've got my Blueprint Promotions embroidery on the corner on the left chest.
Very nice.
But I'm more of a hoodie cap, pluckies guy, and that's So I do want you to know that. Like I want my clients to know that. I want my clients to know who I am. And I find TikTok, you're able to do that. Also Instagram, you are able to sort of showcase who you are. And it's been awesome. I think it's, for now, that's a cool way to do and market myself and my business.
Yeah. It's definitely working. I think that's what sort of attracted me to you in the first place. I mean, and I know when I phoned you, you're like, hey, bro, why do you want me on a podcast? And I'm like, because you're bootstrapping this thing. And you're doing this whole thing. You're showing your personality, number one, which is great. You're not being super salesy. You're not standing there with a hoodie and going, hi, guys, we have hoodies for 159 Rand and you can print your face on it. Okay. We have a T-shirt for 120 Rand. You can get your cap if you want a 3D. It's not that weird, and it's not like the super corporate, like, everyone the best, the best caps and hoodies, and I'm the only guy that you need to talk to. You're not doing that either. You're sitting in the middle, which is just authentic, and it's real.
Thanks, man.
And I think people, and I mean, you're seeing it, but people respond to that.
Yeah.
And you get a following, and you never know when some person that's watched you on TikTok is maybe the receptionist for, whatever company. And then the boss comes through and is like, oh, my soul, I just need 100 flipping shirts. I mean, how hard is it? And then that chick goes, hey, that CPT Promo Guy. I know him on TikTok.
Yeah, I checked him the other day.
Hold on. His number's in the, it is. There's his number, phone the bro. I need 100 shirts.
Yeah.
Done. That's, marketing.
And that's the beauty of social media.
Yeah.
Because you're getting to... you're getting to all those people. You're getting to people and all those areas of a business, like you say, receptionist, but even the boss, the guy, funny story, man. Like I've got a lot of people, owners of businesses contact me and they seem sort of like shy or like, it's like, hey, man, I saw you on, and then they don't want to say TikTok.
They don't want to say TikTok, yeah.
And I'm like, yes, TikTok. It's it's okay. Yeah. I saw you on TikTok and I saw this video and, and then we start talking stuff. But they're like reluctant to say that they saw me on TikTok.
They don't want anyone to know that they doom scrolling
It's like,
on the couch on TikTok,
Yeah.
you know, because that happens. You sit down and
Yeah.
you're like, so I mean, I do a lot of research for my podcast on TikTok
Okay.
because the people that are making noise are making it there. So I'm looking, you know, like Robbie Vessel's doing his thing. Okay, send invite to Robbie Vessel's. Hey, CPT Promo Guy, send it to him. Okay, cool. Father and Nation. Oh, Father and Nation. That's Craig Wilco. Send him one. You know.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I find. But there's nights, and to my horror, you know, I sit down on the couch and you know, make dinner, chow dinner, whatever else, and put a set of headphones on, and okay, I'm doing work. You know. Next thing, I'm watching videos about some bro who's slow roasting a brisket in a smoker. And, you know, look at my clock. Hey, it's almost 9. I haven't done my 30 minutes reading for the night. You know, like,
Yeah, it is addictive. It is very
yeah.
addictive.
It's
Yeah.
a dopamine hit. And it's just over and
It's
over
that
and
quick,
over.
you know, just, yeah.
That's
No,
good
definitely.
fun.
No, yeah. I the thing is with TikTok, I also have like, you know, I try to limit myself on my time also on TikTok because,
Yeah.
like you say, you can find yourself being on there forever.
I've got an alert now with the iPhone. You can set up an alert.
Okay.
So you reach your daily quota.
Oh, okay.
So you can set that kind of thing up, and it
Okay,
pops
nice.
up and says not brew.
Yeah.
No,
That's handy.
Sorry. Yeah, you can dismiss it and carry on, but
Yeah.
at least it
tells
breaks
you.
the cycle. Yeah. Yeah. Or you can actually, another one is it turns, I think after a certain time at night, I haven't played with this one, but you can turn your phone grayscale. So there's no color. And you set it like the do not disturb. And you set this thing, it's like a little app or something that runs in the background. I think on iPhone it's like standard with the OS.
Okay.
But come say 7 o'clock at night and all the color's gone off your phone. Cheers. Until 4 o'clock the next morning or whatever it is.
Yeah, that's handy.
And it's not as addictive with the grayscale.
Yes, yeah. Yeah.
Get rid of it, you know. So what you've spoken about hoodies and you've spoken about caps so far, and this is where I start getting excited.
Okay.
I can only wear jackets for like 3.5 weeks of the year because I run hot. So I can't wear jackets.
Yeah.
Like it's like right now I'm sweating myself dead. And I've been chilled for the last 20, 30 minutes already. Like I haven't been doing anything crazy. But I love wearing a jacket. There is something about it. Like even if it's one of those like soft shell types or whatever else, but you put that thing on, you feel like $1 million.
Yeah, you're
smart. You got the hoodie, even a hoodie. Well, it's not like maybe more corporate or whatever, but you put that hoodie on and you pop that thing over your head. You're going for a run in the evening or a walk even, or even just with the hoodie off. I don't know. You get like this feeling, you know. And then caps as well. And you don't just do the normal caps, you do the 3D stuff.
Yeah.
Now that's interesting.
There it is.
That's the one there.
There it is, yeah.
What all are you doing? Let's start there and then we can dive into like each of them and
so
talk about
it kind of it's really the customer that I deal with, you know, and where they slot in. So I do deal with corporate companies, you know, and then I do deal with you know, guys that have startup brands, you know, and so there is that spectrum, you know, or a catering company or an events company, or, you know, so it depends on who I'm dealing with. Is the apparel I'm going to supply you with, you know? So the catering company gets the aprons and, you know, the T-shirts or, you know, the nice, you know, maybe floppy caps or something like on those lines. Or, you know, the corporate companies get the golfer shirts and the, you know, the jackets and the collared shirts and, you know, that sort of thing. So it's all depending on where and what your business is and your brand and where you're going and how you want to brand yourself, you know, or brand the business.
So if you can wear it, you can brand it.
Yeah, definitely. I can't see why I can't brand anything really.
Oh, man. So what goes into what are your options at least on say like jackets, for instance? If you're doing hoodies, what are the options? What's the right way to go? I mean, I can see you've got some kind of printing. I don't know what it is on your jacket with Blueprint Promotions, which is obviously the company name.
Yeah, that's my business name.
That's your business name. What are the options there? Are there cheaper options? Are there more expensive options? What's the story?
Yeah, so definitely. So your entry level jackets are sort of your rain. There's rain jackets, and that's anything from like $200 to 350 around there,
Yeah.
and then you go up. So you'll start entry level with jackets, and then you get your soft shells that can be anything from 550 to 800, 900. You know, and then you have your big puffer jackets. You know. And those can be anything from 650 to 900, depending on the brand you're using or if it's a no-name brand. Because I deal with brands, okay, I resell brands, but then I also deal with companies that are no-name brands. They don't have a brand. You know, it's just a blank product.
Blank canvas. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
yeah,
The only time you see the brand is on the little tag
on
in
the
the back or
tag,
whatever.
yeah. So so you kind of have that spectrum, you know, of the jackets and your hoodies, and also with the hoodies you got your grammages. So you get a thin grammage, 220 gram, 240 gram, and it goes up to 260, 280, 300, 350. Those higher grammed hoodies are a bit less here in South Africa,
Yeah.
but they are starting to come in nicely. Guys are importing and having, you know, stock. But your normal sort of wholesale hoodie supplier is anything from a 240, 260 gram. That's your standard gram on a hoodie.
And that is what, gram per something?
Yeah, it's your weight. So it's a gram. It's per weight. It's
Okay.
the weight of the material.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How, like what, per square meter or?
Um,
Oh, I just stumped you.
you did.
As you were talking about it, I'm like,
Per
this,
meter. No.
this is a question I've been wanting. Like,
Yeah.
I want you to know. Like, is it? It must be a grammage per a certain
can
amount.
just put it on a scale. So you take a piece of material, you
Yes.
take that material and you put it on a scale.
Yeah.
And you weigh
You
it.
weigh it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
And
obviously
it'll
per
tell
something.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
So then, obviously, the higher the grammage, the thicker or the
heavier
the
it is.
heavier it
Yeah.
is. So,
Yeah.
okay, that's fantastic. Yeah, I remember I bought, years ago, I bought a jacket. One of my exes had this thing for white jackets, and I'm anti anything white, like because it just gets dirty. But we bought these. I can't remember what they were. They were branded, and they were heavy, like heavy. They felt really nice. I was like, also like a nice hoodie or whatever else. And it was like, very, very interesting. But you say like the heavier stuff's coming. Or is it like it's more and more at least?
Yeah, so the suppliers are becoming more nowadays because the younger crowd who are starting their own brands, they want the thick material.
Yeah.
You know, so I've got 200 and 240 gram crew neck t-shirts, the oversized ones, but I don't have stock at the moment. It's a made to order, so I deal with the CMT in Joburg that makes it up for me.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and they keep the 200 and 240 gram in stock. But then, you know, I'm seeing a lot more suppliers keeping, you know, your thicker material. So it's starting to become more of a thing because there's a demand for it. You know?
For sure.
And
Well,
there's a lot.
everyone's got a podcast and needs merch.
Yeah. And they all want to sell. Everyone wants to sell merch, you know?
Yeah.
That's why this business of mine, it can do really well. Anyone that does a business like this can do well for themselves, you know, because everyone wants merch,
Yeah, for sure.
you know, and this entrepreneurial bug is hitting people hard, you know. A lot of people, they don't want to do the 9 to 5 anymore, you know. We had a period in, what was it, 2015, 2016, I think, well, for me it was, where like all I heard was just motivational speakers just going on and on about just quit your 9 to 5.
That's Gary V, man.
Yeah, dude,
Gary V is like, quit your job, start a business.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome, Gary V. I listened to him a lot. He was actually, funny story, I listened to a keynote speak. He did a keynote, address in one of his events, his marketing events. And this was just before I went onto TikTok. And he was the one who convinced me to go onto TikTok.
There we go.
Yeah.
He's a massive proponent for it.
Yeah.
Like he's always like, I mean, since Musically almost, he was like, this is where it's going. And no, he wasn't wrong.
No, definitely.
Sort of like 10 years later, whatever it is, and he's still right.
Yeah.
Wow. In terms of printing, what are the options? I mean, I know you can do like the stitching and whatever else like you've got in your cap there.
Yeah.
What are the options that you offer for people, or what's the difference? Like, I mean, okay, screen print I mean, I've heard like this direct to garment thing thrown around, or direct to fabric thrown around, and I'm like, when you're the end user, you don't really understand
Yeah.
what's the point. I know some are more expensive than others, and I mean, like this year, I had one of my clients just print out for me and throw it on as a hey, I need some shirts, it was before I knew you,
Yeah.
and but I mean, it works, it's cool,
Yeah.
but I've got a thin shirt, it's not
Yeah.
lacquer, this is a little crinkly, so it's feels a little plasticky, kind of thing. But yeah, what are the options, and what are the differences between the options?
So I think let's start from the old school. Let's start from the screen print. So it's an ink, and that ink lies on the top of of the shirt,
Yeah.
And then obviously the more layers it is, the more colors it is, the heavier the print will be.
Right.
Okay. There's obviously ways where you can reduce, the weight of the ink. The better the screen printers, the better they get at it. But that would be your screen printing. Okay, and that's sort of layered ink. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 color. Logos. That can go on your shirts or your hoodies or whatever, and that's for your normal apparel. The screen printing is a little bit more difficult on a headwear piece like a cap. Maybe a single color can work. Your sort of multicolor screen print on a cap is difficult. You have to be very good at screen printing on caps to actually make it come out nice. So with that, you wouldn't want to do that. You want to rather stick to either a transfer like a vinyl or a DTF transfer or an embroidery on a cap. And the difference between those are the embroidery is obviously the stitch. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
And with the embroidery, you can't get it a perfect a print quality.
Yeah.
So it's a stitch. It's an embroidery stitch. So you can't make it look like a digital print.
It's not high def.
Yeah, it's not high def. Exactly. Yeah, and a lot of people don't understand that. I actually had someone today that I was back and forth over WhatsApp. He was asking me questions. Loads of people ask me questions all day on WhatsApp now. But at school, I embrace it. I help them, But he was saying he had a picture of a springbok that he had made into a card. It actually looked really awesome, okay? And he said he wanted this embroidered. And he had already gone to someone, and he showed me what he had got done. And I actually said to him, listen, man, what this guy's done is actually pretty good because it's difficult to do. You can't make a digital print look like a digital print with thread.
Yeah.
You just can't do that. So what this guy did, it was actually pretty good. But my suggestion to him was rather take the card and then sort of rim it with an embroidery rim and then print it, and you kind of do an applique version on the cap. Okay, that's what I said to him. If you want it to look like that, but with an embroidery effect, like a bit of an embroidery effect, do that. So he's like, okay, and he's like, obviously now he's mulling over and stuff like that. So it's all obviously it all depends on the logos and stuff where you want to go with your branding. Okay, but earlier I touched on DTF. DTF is direct to film. It's also a form of a digital print that is printed to a film, which then you heat transfer to the shirt.
I think that's what this is.
So that's what you have on
that's
right
what this
now.
Is, yeah.
That's there. And DTF has completely revolutionized us as promo guys and small businesses that do what I do. Because before DTF came into effect, we would have to screen print. Or we would have to digitally print on vinyl, okay? And that's really, you say that's heavy. Man, dude.
Yeah.
Digital print on a vinyl and transfer the vinyl to a t-shirt. That's even worse.
Yeah. I've had a couple of shirts in my life like that.
Yeah.
And that feels really like plasticky almost. Yeah. This is not bad. This is still flexible. It's lacquer. I like it. It's it works. Cost wise wasn't hellishly expensive,
Not too bad.
So like that it works lacquer. I've seen some other ones where it's also printed, but it seems to be almost in the fabric.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, but I don't know if that's like an actual machine where you feed a t-shirt into it and like an actual printer that,
That's
you know,
no,
on
that's
the,
exactly what it is. It's a
okay.
so it's direct to garment.
Oh, okay, cool.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's exactly like that. So you fit the t-shirt onto sort of like a board, and then the board goes into the machine, and it literally just prints it out
Oh, that's cool.
on the t-shirt's awesome, bro.
But that's got to
Yeah.
be expensive.
That's expensive. Yeah. So
that's when it's like, okay, it's 120,000 rand for the machine, and,
Yeah.
you know.
I don't even want to talk about how much the machine is, but just the
Yeah.
print itself. So on a black garment, a big sort of 42 centimeter, by sort of 32 or whatever, anything from 250 up for one print.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I suppose black is a nightmare because like that sucks color, so they probably have to print white first, then everything else on
There's
top.
a bit of a
and
process there.
There's a bit of a thing there. Yeah. That would make sense.
So it is a bit more expensive, the DTG. DTG on white garments is a little bit better.
Yeah.
Say 130 to 150 bucks a print.
That's not bad.
But that's excluding the garment.
Yes.
So now you have to put an extra 80 bucks or 100 bucks on the garment. So you're looking at about 250, which still isn't too bad.
But if you go, okay, outside of maybe like pick and pay clothing, or even maybe the cheaper like Mr. Price, if you go to buy a quality shirt, so like I've got a really cool shirt with Naruto printed on it from I think it was Pick and Pay, I think. Yeah, Pick and Pay clothing. Cost me 129 rand, but it's not a super thick shirt. It's a nice shirt, and yeah, it's got Naruto, and I happen to like Naruto, but I don't think, it's a thin shirt. If you're wanting a thick, nice shirt with a quality print, and I'm assuming there's some copyright issues, you can't just go and print something that's a copyright onto stuff. But like my own brand, if I want to get my bearded Okie with his avos, and like there's no ways unless I'm printing say 10,000 of them, I'm not getting down to that 129.
Never.
It's not going to happen.
No. And it's so funny you say that because there's a lot of people that want that price. And then they wonder why you can't give it to them for that price. I'm like, because Pick and Pay orders 50,000 from their Chinese supplier. It's like, you only want 10, bro.
Yeah.
It doesn't help. And then I give them an invoice or a quote for 350 bucks, say for instance. Give or take.
Yeah.
Don't quote me on this. But I'm just making this example, and then he's sitting there like, oh, Pick and Pay to 129, Brent to 350, and it's like, no, it's different, man. It's like we're on a completely different spectrum here. So it's fun. It's fun times out there.
It's the same. It's the same in most businesses. I mean, I've got a client of mine we do IT. So like we've got a client of mine that has 2 IT guys. They've got us and they've got another bro, and the other bro is cheap. He's 19 or 21 years old or whatever he is. Doesn't know everything, and he does the very basic stuff, and he gets stuck relatively often, and they phone us, and then we come in because they don't want to, they can't or don't want to pay for the cheaper, or they don't have the money for the smaller things, so they take their chance with the cheaper guy, and it works. I don't know, maybe 2 out of 6 times,
Yeah.
But then the other 4 they end up paying, double, because it's now they pay that and they pay us to solve the same problem, But it happens. Like people are always, everyone's looking. It's a race to the bottom, It's a permanent thing in business. That's a nightmare.
Definitely. The price thing. Hey. Yeah.
And then so that covers our screen print. It's direct to film, not fabric, and then direct to garment.
Direct to garment, yeah.
And then I'm assuming you can do the embroidery on pretty much anything.
Yeah, pretty much anything. Yeah, any. Fleece hoods, fleece. Not anything. So I'm just now thinking. You're like knits. Your jerseys.
Sure.
I could probably do it. It would just need to be digitized correctly. I would need a proper backing to hold it in. because that's
something for
another
the stitch
thing.
to actually hold on
Yeah,
to. Yeah,
yeah. Because if the jersey is sort of like where some jerseys you can kind of pull and you can kind of see through them, because of the knit, then I would need a nice backing to hold it
Yeah.
in. But with that, you don't really want to embroider on a jersey. Sometimes the jersey's just nice like that. Maybe a small, like something little on the collar or something like that, or down at the bottom or something like that. But yeah, in most apparel, items, I can do embroidery.
Is there a
But
limit on? Like, I mean, I don't see size. Embroidery is normally quite small, so like it'll be like a little logo. You don't see like like an A4 on the back of someone's shirt that's been embroidered very well.
no, it's expensive.
Yeah.
That's very expensive.
Okay,
The stitch count is going to be in the hundreds of thousands, could be. When you were saying that, what came to mind was the biker jackets.
Oh yeah,
The
yeah. They
biker
do the patches. Yeah.
Yeah, they did this big, eagles or something at the back, which is awesome. It looks so nice.
Yeah.
And then it works for those jackets for the biker guys. Yeah. And then you can get a nice piece, 28, 30 centimeter piece across the jacket. Yeah, it's just you use a different size frame. And then it's very expensive and it takes a long time to run out on the machine. Yeah. So yeah, I kind of I haven't really gone that route with the biker guys because I've only got a single head embroidery machine, so I kind of stick to what it's good at.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't really had any biker crews yet. I did supply back 2019 or so. I had a friend who had a shop, embroidery, a tattoo shop.
Cool.
And even now, sorry, now I'm thinking about it. I do have another guy who's a tattoo artist. I've done some T-shirts for him. But not the biker guys. Sorry. That's why I got a bit confused now, because he had a tattoo shop and there was a biker shop right next to it, and they were all bikers. So so I was kind of getting into that crowd, but it's a shame. He actually passed away in 2021. So I don't hang out with the bikers and stuff any longer. So
have you seen when you talk about tattoos and then embroidery kind of in the same sentence, but have you seen the tattoos that look like they embroidery? So I saw a thing a while back, it must have been on TikTok, but scrolling through, some American guy, and he's got this style of tattooing that it looks like it's embroidered onto your skin. It's like
seen
3D embroidery tattoo type, whatever. It's insane.
Wow, you have to send that to me. I want to see it, dude.
I'll see if I can find it later.
Yeah, please.
It was like, when I saw it, I was like, damn, it looks like they stitched this person. And then I was like, okay, did they actually? Because there are some weirdos out there, but tattoo, a 3D tattoo, but it looked like it was, I think it was like a Winnie the Pooh or something that was just looked like it was embroidered onto the person's arm or something. I was like, what?
Yeah.
That's insane.
No, they can do amazing things with tattoo. Yeah. Tattoo artists can do amazing things nowadays.
Yeah, we had a guy on a good few episodes back, Jono from Disciples Inc., and he's got, I think, 3 stores. Yeah, he's got three shops. But there as well, we gave away on the after the podcast, we gave away a 3,000 Rand voucher. Nice, and the guy just got the tattoo done. His wife won it. So we awarded the voucher to someone. And so we had everyone comment on YouTube. Great, comments. Yeah. And I'm like trying to message, but YouTube isn't a messaging service. So we had this person, we drew it, we commented all over the show, tagged them in a bunch of stuff. We're like, okay, it didn't work. We waited like a month and a half, and they didn't get back to us. And it was like, okay, well, we'll have to redraw. Redrew. It's like, eventually it was someone that I knew, I actually knew, and I had their number, I could phone them and be like, hey, you won. You were part of the original 5 people that we had in the bowl. Nice. I had to go find them again and pull again. It was a nightmare. But she gave it to her husband. And he just got a tiger done on his arm. It was really cool.
Nice. Yeah. Actually, cool. I've never met them, but I know of them. They're up Durban Road at the top. They were up there, eh?
So I think they've got one branch here. I've been to their Stellenbosch branch, and I've been to the Strand branch. Okay. So the Strand branch is like the main one, and it's right on the beach. in the pavilion. So you like look out the studio onto the ocean. Really cool. Stellenbosch is in like sort of the dead center of Stellenbosch itself. So yeah, I've been there before. I haven't been to the one this side of the world, but I think it's up this side somewhere. Belleville. No, it's not Belleville. I think it's Durbanville. I think I'm pulling nonsense up.
Because I'm sure I went in there on a little bit of a cold call mission. I was in a block. It's up at the top of Durban Road.
Okay, yeah.
There by the McDonald's. I think it's around that side.
Okay, yeah.
It was a business block that I was in, and I'd gone to drop off some stuff for a client that was in that block. And I thought to myself, okay,
let's go have a look.
Let's go take a little walk
What's
around.
the
Yeah,
worst that
give my
could
cards
happen,
around.
you
You know, yeah. I remember going into that tattoo parlor and leaving my card there. So yeah, I remember.
Yeah, you remember.
Yeah.
You didn't spend any money though.
No.
That's my thing as well. I go and every now and again I'll go and sit with Jono. Let's go out to the shop. Yo, just watching, just enjoying myself. I need to go again. Actually, I need to get some more ink, but yeah, that's expensive.
Yeah,
it's an expensive pastime, man. Yeah, very much so. Okay, now caps.
Yes,
Caps. I love caps. I live for caps. I have a cupboard full of caps.
Yeah.
Caps and lanyards. I don't know. I just have this weird like collector type thing. And so like for myself, I look at what I'm trying to do like with the podcast. So I did these shirts, and then all of a sudden, and we must maybe talk, because now I've got like a few of my mates have phoned me up, and people have commented and sent me messages going, "Hey, where can we buy your merch?" And I'm like, I'm not selling it. Like I did it for myself. I walk around and, because I want to wear my brand.
Yeah.
I didn't think I could ever sell anything, but like I've got at least 2 people who want. And I've got one oak who said if I make a cap, he'll buy a cap. I was like, I've got 3 sales. But caps, I live for caps. And that 3D effect with the embroidery is
awesome,
insane. It's nuts, really.
Yeah.
What goes into achieving that, really?
So it really is foam, eh? Foam.
Okay.
There's foam in here. Yeah.
So you pluck the foam on and then embroider over the...
Yeah.
That's clever.
It runs over the foam. Obviously, you got to set it correctly so that it's, it's a 3D, if you don't digitize it correctly, then it's not going to lift, because then the stitch will basically think of the cap as it's flat, so it will kind of like
so it's like a tighter.
It'll tighten up,
okay, yeah.
So you got to have a bit of the thread needs to be loose when it does its jump, so it can have the foam in there.
That's cool.
So you got to digitize it correctly, but it kind of only really works with bigger. Sort of your bigger text, or your, like mine has the area of the icon where you can put the foam. Like if I'm just looking at your...
No, you're never going to do this.
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah,
you
it's
can't.
too complex. Yeah.
What you could possibly do is take the Avo and use the Avo in some sort of way.
Yeah. So what I'm thinking of, it's Grow a Pair Podcast, a GAPP.
Okay.
Right. So I was thinking like big block letters GAPP.
Yes.
And then the Avo on the one side.
Yeah.
Just like a little Avo with GAPP. That I think would
can
look
work.
pretty sick.
Yeah. Now you can put the foam in the letters. Yeah. The GAPP. Yeah.
That'd be
definitely.
cool.
Yeah.
We must talk.
Yeah.
I want to do a few of those.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of those flat caps for some reason. I don't know why. My wife's always like, no. But
What,
I'm like
these flat caps.
Like the flat cap type jobs. I dig them.
Yeah.
I always wear them just a little bit sideways. I'm trying to think I'm a teenager still, like 41-year-old teenager.
Hey, we got to feel young somehow.
I'm 16 inside my head.
Yeah, definitely.
Until the end of the month. Then I'm an adult. So at the end of the month, for like 2 days, I'm an adult. This debit order start running. I'm like, then after that,
just give me my 5 minutes of being a 16-year-old when I put my cap on. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, definitely. Yeah.
You get your Converse tackies out and jeans and whatever else and a nice cap.
Yeah, definitely.
Now I'm feeling it.
Yeah. No, caps are cool.
Okay, so you put foam inside those.
Yeah,
things.
it's foam, eh?
That's clever.
Yeah.
And then I'm assuming the normal stitch, that's just a normal stitch then?
Yeah, it's just a normal flat stitch. Yeah.
And then you mentioned you can do this kind of print or not?
That's a DTF, yeah.
And you could do that on a cap
Yeah.
as well. Obviously not a paneled type thing, or it must be flat.
Exactly, yeah.
It's
So
kind
the
of
5
logic, I
panels
suppose.
better,
Yeah.
instead of like with you can see this is a 6-panel cap.
Yeah.
So I can go over the panel with the embroidery.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's fine. But with a print like that, you rather want to go 5-panel cap. So a 5-panel trucker or 5-panel flat peak.
So I suppose the joint moves, and that would
it just doesn't look nice
just doesn't
because
work.
now when you press it, when you heat it, and you press the DTF in, you're now going to see the groove of the
you got that seam.
Yeah, that seam,
Okay.
and it's just going to destroy the logo itself. And
Yeah.
it's not gonna be good. What I would do with yours, if you want to keep it just like that, and you want a 6-panel, I would then put it to the side,
Oh yeah.
which would be cool. Yeah.
Hey, that's clever.
And you just use that one side, and then it'll work. That'll work perfectly.
Oh, that's pretty kiff. You mentioned earlier, you said I've got my collared shirts with my logo on the left hand side. Now, if you look at my shirt, I don't do the logo on the left.
Yeah, I see it's on the right.
It's on the right.
Yeah.
And I learned, but everyone seems to do it on the left. And I've been asked a lot of people have asked me, why is it on the right? But I always find if you shake hands with someone, your eyes automatically go to where their hand down their arm.
Yeah.
And your logo is the first thing they see.
Okay.
That's my thought behind it. At
That's
least
interesting, man.
that's my thought.
Very
behind it. So
cool.
whenever I've done branding, for the
Okay.
most part, except for when years ago with my catering company, the lady didn't listen to me and she did it on the left anyway. But I've always done it on the right hand side. It was like some weird. I was at an event or something, and this guy showed this whole thing, and he was like, and I've done it with people. I like shake my hand, and the eyes straight away go down the arm there, and I was like, I'm right.
That's cool, man. See, I'm learning something.
Well, I don't know if it's real, but I mean, it seems to.
that does.
From what I've seen, it
Makes
seems to
sense.
work. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I worked for, I can't remember. I worked for a company as well. It might have been Panasonic or something at the time. And they also the owner of the business never did them on the left. It was always on the right. And his same thing. It was like you wear a black suit with a white shirt and a red tie, and you put your name badge on the right hand side, and that's how it is. Black socks.
Black socks. Done.
Done. And he was like, you have to be different. And I remember pulling into an event once where there was a bunch of different Panasonic branches all coming together for this like expo or something else. And the only oaks that were in uniform, it wasn't uniform, but it was us. All of us in a black, different black suits, but all of us black suits, red tie, white shirts, like, and it was like, oh, okay, these guys are together,
from them,
and it was like a thing. We got leads that day, the other oaks were moaning. They're like, oh, come on, everyone's you and your bloody tie, your red tie.
No, definitely. Your uniform does play a part in how people perceive you.
Yeah.
So I actually did a month of lives on Instagram. When was it? In July, I think it was. Every third day or every second day, I did a live, and it was all about that. The entire month, all I spoke about how important it is to have branded attire for your business. And if you don't have, even if you're a small business, one man show, 2-3 guys, whatever, if you don't have branded attire, you're losing out. And you even I even say you're losing out on sales.
Yes.
And I started to speak about how you can actually lose out in sales because your perception, if you come to someone asking for business and you are not looking the part, as in, you're not looking smart, you don't mean business, you're kind of scruffy, you can, and listen, a hoodie doesn't mean you scruffy. You know what I mean? It doesn't. I'm not saying that. You know what I mean?
Loads of billionaires out there that wear hoodies.
Yeah. But a uniform is so key. It's so crucial to set that tone, when you're out there looking for business and you're like, I'm here, I mean business. You know? I mean, even myself, I'm dressed to make business, So
I
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Sage wisdom over here,
Hey,
man.
bro.
Sage wisdom. We've spoken this week, and I tried to throw an impossible deadline on you, but and I knew you were going to be like, dude. But I thought, oh, well, let me try anyway. But you're doing pull-up banners. You're doing, I mean, a lot of other stuff. Like,
Yeah.
what all? No, what all? But like the outside of the clothing and whatever else. What else are you doing in terms of that kind of thing?
Yes, it's promotional products. So it's for promotions, marketing strategies for your business, brand activations. It's promotional products. So, and then it's also the display products. If you're doing an
Yes.
outdoor event, you want a gazebo, pull-up banners, flags, that sort of thing as well.
Nice.
So your pop-ups and stuff like that. If you go into a mall, I can give you a table with a branded tablecloth with 2 banners on either sides, gear you up completely with your clothing, give you a couple of promo goals, and there we go. We make it happen for you.
Because you got promo girls on the side as well.
So
there's always people looking for work. I know.
Dude, you have no idea how many promo goals, promo guys get a hold of me all the time, and they want to, be a part of events and brand activations, and they can help within the event. So I just save their numbers, and I say to them, listen, if I've got something going on and I need you, I'll call on you, sort of thing. So so it's definitely, so it's that as well. There's the promotional products to promote your business, your pens, your lanyards, your notebooks, all those fun things, cups, mugs, mouse pads, you name it. I'm looking around here, golf balls, and for golf days,
We must talk about golf balls. I've got a clump of stock with golf balls that can be printed on.
Okay.
Like a ton. And I need to move them. But
you should do something with that, man. Just print it up. I mean, it's like 10 Rand a print, a single color, you brand, say 100, what's that, $1,000. You create some sort of promotion with your 100 balls, and you give them away. Or you do even something fun. You go into this might not do, but you go into the street. I'm just going to say it anyways. You go into the street, start throwing the balls around.
Maybe go to a golf course and throw balls around. Maybe
you film yourself and you make some videos and you cause a bit of ruckus and with your balls. But there's so much you can do to promote your business. There's so many fun things that you can do. And that's why I love what I do, because there's so much you can do with promotional products and merch and just having fun, and it's really like
when we chatted the other night, you told me a pretty wild story with some deadlines for the can you talk about it?
Yeah, I'm sure I
Are you
can.
sure you can? Cool.
Sure
I don't want to be like, here's a spread I did this work for.
No, I'm sure I can. I mean, I got it on my Instagram. It's there. I did have a couple of guys like asking me like, hey, what's going on here, kind of thing. But so basically, I did the caps for the SA rugby team, their promo cap when they came and they did their promo runs in Cape Town and within South Africa after they won the World Cup. I did all their caps for them. So the white caps that they were wearing, I made those for them.
It's wicked.
And
it's all over TV.
It's awesome.
It's all over everywhere.
And that was a heavy deadline as well, because I'd actually done the 2019 caps as well. That's why they had my details.
Right.
Yeah. And when they won the World Cup and they had come back, it was literally like they called me on a Tuesday morning. Because I actually thought to myself, I wonder if these people are going to phone me. And it was like Monday when I'm thinking about this. I wonder if because I knew they were running through Cape Town on the Friday. So on the Monday, I'm thinking to myself, I wonder if these people are going to call me. Nothing on Monday. And then Tuesday morning, here comes the call. As I'm driving into work, there's the lady from SA Rugby. Messages me, WhatsApps me. Can you do caps for us? I'm like, okay, I will have to, bro. Like, don't ask me, can I? I'm like, how many do you want and when do you want it for? And let's get moving, kind of thing, So it was a Tuesday, and then I literally had to deliver everything on the Thursday, and we did all nighters, and it was crazy, dude. I slept over at my office. I farmed some off to another lady that I found in Pardon Island because I couldn't do all of them.
Yeah.
And I just sat there and I took my blanket and my pillow, and I've got small kids, so we've got like a little baby. What's it?
Like cot.
No, it was the like a little bed.
Oh,
for
mattress.
a mattress. Yeah,
yeah.
sorry, there it
you
is.
go.
Sorry,
Yeah.
little
It's-
mattress. Yeah.
Yeah, it's getting late.
Thanks.
Brains are switching off.
Yeah, it's been a long day. It was like a baby mattress I
Yeah.
brought to the office, and I slept on the baby mattress.
Nice.
And it was hectic, but I got it done, and I got them all there to them.
But this is what people don't see. You see the glitz and the, I want to say glitz and glam, but like, you look at your videos and it's like, hey guys, I'm doing this cap for my client, check it out, whatever. And it looks like, hey, cool, man. Yeah, you get to work at 8 o'clock, you leave at 5, and it's just not the case.
No, dude.
It's like, if there's still 30 caps to do, well, sorry, boy,
gotta do it.
you're there.
Yeah.
You're there until
Yeah.
it's done.
Yeah.
It's there's no option.
And if I got to do caps at 3 a.m, I've got to do caps at 3 a.m, because that's literally what I was doing.
Yeah.
It was quite a big, it was a big piece. I think it was like 9,000 stitches, so it took a while.
Yeah.
Took about 25 minutes on each.
Yeah.
For that 25 minutes, I would be on the baby mattress.
Snoring away.
Well, I wish I could have, but no, I just resting and just closing my eyes, resting.
Yeah.
Obviously I prepped the other cap, and that was prepped. Then I'm on the mattress.
Yeah. No, get off your feet for a little bit and then it's back up.
Yeah.
I remember falling asleep in, oh geez, man. Yeah, even in my kitchen when I ran a catering company. Also, same deal. There's like blanket on the floor. We were feeding thousands of people. It was like year ends and whatever else. And I slept in the building that I had my kitchen in. It was just like, oh well. And you're up again at 3 a.m, or you go to bed at midnight, up at 3, carry on cooking. It's insane.
Yeah, it is.
All right, here's a question I'll ask everybody.
Okay.
What does growing a pair mean to you?
Taking responsibility for your life, bro, and just and going hard at what you love.
Nice.
Hectic. I just thought of that right now.
Fantastic.
That's
man.
amazing.
I normally the reaction from people is like, oh, so what does growing a pair mean to you? And they go,
Yeah.
it's like, so that was good. I like it. That was good, man.
Thanks, dude. Yeah.
Brent, thank you so much for coming on. I think
No worries,
we've been able to sort of gloss over a bit of what you do and sort of
Yeah.
like the some of the nitty gritties. I've learned a hell of a lot, and like I'm stoked to chat to you. There'll definitely be some orders from you coming through. I want to get those caps done. I'm glad we can do the Avo. Like I didn't even think about it until you said.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, that'd be great being able to have the Avo, on the thing.
Yeah, because I'm already thinking about it, because we could do the outer area of the Avo in flat, and then the pip we
Yeah.
can lift.
Oh, dude.
Levels!
Dude. You're blowing my mind.
Because
You're blowing
this
my
is
mind.
what happens to me all the time, dude.
I love it.
I see things and
That
I'm
is
already
fantastic.
formalizing things,
Yeah.
dude. It's like how I'm gonna make this look sick.
Yes. Dude, that is
So,
wicked.
that's it, bro.
Okay, guys. Cap merch is coming. It's coming. Give us a little bit of time. We're
Yeah.
gonna organize it, and then we're gonna have it. We'll stick it somewhere. We've got a website somewhere. We'll figure it out. Put a Shopify up or something. Brent, thank you so much for coming through.
No worries.
I appreciate it. It was great to chat and sort of, talk about branding and all that.
Yeah.
I love it. It's
The good things of life.
The good things of life. We had a beer and a nice
Yeah,
chat, and like I said, bro, it's
definitely.
chill vibes, eh?
No, it's awesome, bro.
It's,
no.
lekker.
When you called me and you told me, I was like, this is good. We can have a conversation.
Yeah.
It sounds good.
Yeah. And who knows? Someone gets to the end of this video, gets motivated by it, and I mean, fine, maybe you end up with one more competitor, but maybe they go and open up something else, whatever. And it's this could be the conversation that just sparks something in someone.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's what I live for.
Definitely. If you
it's
can
cool.
motivate guys to sort of get off their
Yes.
You
Grow
know,
a pair.
and grow a
Yes,
beard.
there we go.
Come on,
It's right there, dude.
You
Yep.
know,
Yep.
you can do it, kind of
Yeah.
thing. You know, you
Yeah.
can. You know,
Yeah. Everyone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Cool.
Okay.
Thank you so much for coming on. Appreciate
Cheers, bro.
it.
Thanks
Lucky
so much.
man.
All right, cheers.
Cheers, guys.